Hey guys, thanks for watching another episode of DR Outdoors. Today we're going to take a look at some ice fishing tactics for perch, look at some setups, starting at the most simple and then working forward to maybe some more complex and more expensive ones. So let's get started. The first tactic I want to talk about is the most simple, it's the most cost effective. It's just simply a hook and a minnow. Now you can use a single hook or you can use a small like number 8 treble hook like this. Either one works. I like a treble because it has a couple more hooks. In case a walleye or a pike comes by, it's going to grab it as well. So you just need a hook, a sinker, and like some number 6 or number 8 pound line. You can buy the whole setup for maybe $5 or $6. Next tactic you can use are plastics. Now you can use like a common twister tail. This is only a 3/4 inch twister tail. This one here is a 1 inch and it has a little 1/8 ounce head on it. You can use these and jig them. They're pretty effective. You can tip them with a minnow head or some wax worms to give it some scent. I've noticed that when you're using plastics, some of the finicky fish won't grab it, but if there's a fish that's coming in or a school of fish that are hungry, they're going to come in and they're going to grab just about anything and they'll grab a plastic no problem. These are some 1 inch some Berkeley Gulp little leeches. They also make some longer stuff. These are maybe 2 inch or 3 inch. The red worms, they have scent to them. These work well as well. So another tactic you can use for perch on the ice are spoons. And there's a lot of different kinds of spoons. I've caught some 12, 13 inch perch on some really big like walleye type spoons, gold spoons, fishing for walleye. So your bigger perch are going to grab just about any size, but for your smaller ones, they have some good options. This here is a smaller size Swedish pimple. These work really well, and you can see that the treble hook is not really big. You can tip it with a minnow head or a wax worm, and I've caught a ton of 4, 5, 6 inch perch on a Swedish pimple. Another one, this is a small size VMC rattle spoon, and these ones work really well. They're weighted and they also rattle. I don't know if you can hear that, but these are really nice for when you're fishing a school and you're wanting to be selective, trying to get down and get to the bigger fish. They're weighted, so they'll boom, get right down to the bottom. You can try to keep some of the smaller fish away. When you're dealing with more of a flutter type spoon, sometimes, and I'm sure you've been there, you drop your lure down and as it's fluttering down, a little one will grab it and the big ones will lose interest and leave before you can get the fish unhooked and get your lure back down there. So those are some good options of some spoons. Another good option that I am just getting into and I'm excited to use this winter are glide baits. This is an Acme Hyper Glide, and I'm really excited to use these. They're weighted. As you rip them, they flutter down in space. This one's a little bit heavier, so it's not going to have as much flutter. And of course, these are good for walleye as well. But this is another good option. You can see it's not really big. I think it's only a 1 inch or a 1.5 inch model. Another good option for hardwater perch. Now when you're looking at what to put your lure on, you really have 3 options for perch fishing. The first thing would be a tip up. You put your line on a spool, goes in the water, and when a fish takes the line, this flag is going to pop up and you run over there, set the hook, pull your fish out. And I have a video that I'll leave in the link in the description that will show how to rig this exact tip up, and it works for all tip ups as well. So you can tip up fish for perch. It works really well. Second thing that you can do is a rod in your hand, and this is a little bit longer rod. I think it's a 36 or a 38 inch ultralight. You can see how much bend this rod can have, and for when you're pan fishing, it's nice to be able to have some load in the rod without the fish being able to feel it. So that fish takes the minnow or the lure, whatever it is, and that perch, I can have a little bit load in the rod without the fish ever feeling it. And when I do set the hook, I can keep the fish pinned, and if they're fighting and running all over the place, that still has tension on the hook to make sure that fish isn't going to pop a hook out as you're fighting it and get it up close to the hole. The third option, and I don't have one with me, but is called a tip down. So you have a tip up and a tip down, a stiff rod or just a straight like dowel rod with a line tied directly to it. There's no reel or anything, and it's on a like a 2x or something like that, and it can move up and down like that, thus called a tip down. When the fish takes the bait and starts to run with it, the dowel rod tips down and you run up to it and pull it up just like a tip up. So that's really your three options. You have a tip up, a tip down, and a rod in your hand. I prefer the rod in the hand. It's fun to fight the fish. You can't really get that feeling when you're fishing that tip up. I hope this video has been helpful to you. Check the link in the description for how to set up a tip up, and you can also check the link for some other videos that I have on fishing. Excited about get out on the ice this year, but until then, tight lines to you. Hope it's been helpful. Hit that subscribe button before you leave. I'll be putting up some more videos soon.